Hi you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Patience. To my existing subscribers, welcome back. If this is your first time here, be sure to click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can continue to indulge in the Hot Villa experience. In today's video, you guys, I am going to be revisiting the Danessa Myrics Lightwork Volume 3 Infinite Light palette. And I wanted to try this again because the shades in this palette are absolutely gorgeous. I've already recorded a look using this palette, but again, I just wanted to try it again because there's so many shades to choose from here. This eyeshadow palette gives you 10 beautiful eyeshadows, but then it gives you 4 highlighting shades right here in the center. So it's really interesting concept of a palette because you get 2 for 1 or 2 in 1. But yeah, if you'd like to see how I created this gorgeous eye look using this palette, then keep watching. My brows are done, and I used my P. Louise eyeshadow base to prep my eyes. Today I used Rumor 2. That's the lighter shade of the P. Louise eyeshadow base that I have. I have 2 of them, Rumor 2 and Rumor 4. Rumor 2 is the lighter of the 2. But I'm going to use my MAC highlighter here. This is in the shade Beaming as my brow bone highlight. When it comes to applying brow bone highlight, I've seen people also apply it after the other shadows have been laid down on the eye. I like to do it first because I like for my transition shade to kind of bleed into it so it's not too harsh. And for my eye look today, I am going to be using the Danessa Myrics Lightwork Volume 3 Infinite Light palette. I think this is a really pretty palette. But for today, I am going to focus primarily on 2 shades out of this palette, maybe 3. I'm going to focus on this shade right here. This is called Gay. This shade right here, this is called Solar Rain. And I may add a little bit of this shade right here. This is called Soul. So these are the shimmer shades in this palette. There is only one matte shade here, and that's this black shade right here. And this shade is called Black Hole. I don't want to use a black as my transitions, so I think I'm going to use one of the bronzers from Fenty Beauty. You guys know that I like using a bronzer in my eye area for a transition shade, sometimes for the whole look, but for today we're going to use a bronzer as a transition shade. I'm going to use this shade right here. This shade is called Thick Mint, and this is from the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker bronzer palette. So I am going to use my fluffy brush and I am going to apply my transition shade. So I'm primarily putting this in the crease area. I said it was going to be a transition, but I think I've changed my mind. I'm going to focus this here in the crease area. I think I'm going to go into this shade right here. This is called Caramel Cutie. I'm going to add a little bit of this just on top, just a little bit. Lightly brushing that in. I'm going to start off using this shade right here. This shade is called Gay, G-A-I-A, Gaia, Gay. I'm not real sure how you pronounce that, but I'm going to use this shade. And I think I'm going to go for a halo type of look here. Am I going to do that? No. I'm just going to pat this on the outer corner of my lid here. I'm using my MAC 242 because I want to keep this tight on the lid. Well, that is not what I was expecting. This is having a little bit more of a green kind of shift to it. It's not bad, but not what I was expecting. Okay. Go ahead and put this on the other eye. This eyeshadow palette has so much shift to it that it's kind of hard to tell what color is going to come through most on your lid because it looks totally different than the shade that's in the pan. So this is showing a little bit more green than what I had anticipated, but she's pretty. We're going to work with her. I'm going to go into Solar Rain. Still going to stick with my 242. I'm just going to clean it off here. I'm using my same brush from MAC. This is a 242, and I'm going to use this shade. This shade is called Solar Rain, and I'm going to pack this on my lid as well, just more towards the inner corner, so these two shades meet up. I did not carve out my lid in any way today. I'm just placing this right away on my eyelid. Sticking with my 242 brush, and I'm going to just do a little bit of blending here. That is really pretty. I'm going to go back into Thick Mint, and I'm going to use my smaller blending brush, and I'm going to add a little bit of definition into the area where I've had to manipulate my natural crease line. I'm going to add my liner and my lashes. I'm going to finish up my complexion, and I'll be right back. I finished off my complexion, and I'm going to smoke out my waterline. I'm going to go back into the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker bronzing palette here, and I'm going to use this shade right here. This is Thick Mint, and I'm going to add a little bit of smoke to this look. The Lightwork Volume 3 Infinite Light palette from Danessa Myrics is definitely a palette that is worth taking a second look at. It's a gorgeous palette, as I mentioned before. I do believe that there is a mini version of this palette that has been released here recently. So if you did not want to pay the hefty price of $125 for this original Lightwork Volume 3 palette, I think that you're going to have a chance to pick up some of the shades in this palette in that mini version. So you'll be able to check that out on the Danessa Myrics website. I hope you guys liked this video. And if you did, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye-bye.